our meals have been getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and we use these huge dinner plates. A lot of times if you look at a dinner plate, they have like a 2-inch lip
Yeah.
sometimes on
Hmm.
them, right? And then you should be really eating on the inside, but most people don't. Most people fill it up, right? Because it's visual. But if you eat off the salad plate instead, which is what we should be eating off of
Hmm.
because it helps with that portion control, um, it helps so visually you won't overeat either.
Welcome back, our Sleeve Life podcast. This is Mel, your host, and today we have an expert on. She's actually from Pop Recovery Systems. She is their licensed dietitian, and her name is also Melanie, so it's super fun. So, welcome on, Melanie, to the show.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Of course, of course. And this is Thanksgiving week. So I had to have someone on that understands like our nutrition and like how it all works and what we're about to walk into. Because some of us are going to be going to families and friends that like have lots of goodies that we're not allowed to touch, but shouldn't touch, I guess is the thing.
Hmm.
So I wanted to get someone on that can help us with that. And I think you are the best for that. So if someone, well, first let's talk about what made you become a dietitian and nutritionist, and then two, like what are things that you can help us with going through this next couple months.
Yeah, absolutely. So, um, I have always wanted to be a dietitian. I
Oh,
remember in high school looking up, like, the career paths. You're sitting in the library. This is back in the day when the library only had like floor computers in it.
yep.
Um, so we sit there and you do research, and then you go pull your books out and figure out what kind of job you want to do with your life. But I have always been interested in nutrition,
Okay.
and always been interested in the medical field as well and helping people and working with people. Um, for me, it took me a long time to get there because I'm first generation, graduated from college. So in my family, I didn't have anybody to help guide me through that as
Yeah,
well.
that's
So
hard.
yeah, absolutely. So it took a few years for me to get there, but it was always a dream of mine is being able
Okay.
to help people and help them understand healthy eating as
Yeah.
well.
Well, and is that because like did your family, was there like was it hard to get nutritionist things, or did you not see it a
So
lot so you're like I need to do this?
no, actually, my mom cooked a lot of things from scratch. All
Okay.
our food was made from scratch. Everything was fresh, fruits and vegetables. We're Puerto Rican. There was more fried food than there should be, of
Okay.
course, because we ate a lot more of that. A lot more rice too, as well. But to have that balance, I would say what really triggered me was high school.
Okay.
Being around, I was always the kid that could kind of eat what I wanted, do as I wanted.
Ah, we hated you in high school.
Yes,
I'm sorry,
yeah,
Melanie.
I know. Yes. I heard that in high school
Mhm.
even as well. I was always the one that wanted to look like the woman but had the little gangly girl body, right?
Okay.
So the complete opposite, and where all my friends had more of the woman-like body, 16, 17-year-old girls that look more like women, which I know now that's not always the way it's supposed to be,
It's
right?
not, no.
Um, but for them, I had friends that struggled with eating disorders or disordered eating at a
Yep.
really young age. And that was actually one of the triggering factors for me was being able to understand that, because I didn't, right? Because I was the kid that could eat as I wanted. Um, Not the things that I should be eating, but I was definitely able to. But definitely working or watching them struggle with those behaviors throughout high school, throughout
Hmm.
adulthood, even,
Yeah,
still having those triggers now in life and speaking with them too. But that was really what kind of steered me in that direction.
that makes sense. So
Yeah,
you've enjoyed it ever since. So you like what you're doing?
I do. I love it. One of my favorite things to do is to help people, work with people, um, see how they grow, right? So figuring out those aha moments when you're teaching a patient about diabetes or about um, heart healthy foods and them having that like, oh. Yeah, that makes sense. Or, that's really simple actually, right? So educating people. So yes, it's literally my passion. I love doing it. I love being around people. I love teaching even my staff, being able to work with them and teaching them so they can continue to grow as well, and
Yeah.
then researching and learning. So yeah, totally still 100% passionate about it.
Well, I'm glad that you're in this field then, because we want someone like that. Like we need someone that wants to do the research and learn and teach, and because that's what we need for our own health.
Yes.
And so I know that you do work with bariatric patients and then just regular old normies is what I call
Yeah.
them. Um, but we are going literally we're about to go through like some of the tougher times for food.
Yeah.
So what where should we start with this? Like where do you think when we wake up on Thanksgiving, like what should we have ready to go?
I say one of the biggest things I think you should start with is have a plan in place, right? Most people know exactly what they're going to have for Thanksgiving. They've been having it for 20 plus years.
Mhm.
So have a plan in place. You know what kind of foods are going to be served. So tell yourself, all right, well, I know as a bariatric patient, I need to make sure that half my plate is still protein. So that way I can be full off my protein first. So focus on having that turkey. Focus on having a piece of ham, right? So that way you're having your protein in your diet first, and then you can continue to build upon that. You know you're going to have sweet potatoes. You know you're going to have some other casseroles that are out there too. Try to have another green on a quarter of your plate so that you can
Okay.
be filled off of your protein, something green, like regular green beans, maybe not green bean casserole, maybe some Brussels sprouts. But then you can make your other quarter of your plate having that balance of all those foods that you do love and having a little spoonful of those. Or maybe there's one thing in particular you really enjoy eating and you want to have as well. But if you have a plan, it takes the stress out of everything,
It
right?
does.
So you're not focused on it and worried about everything else. You know, okay, I know what we're having today. Let me make sure that I just have that plan, and when I go grab my plate, you're serving yourself. So you can serve yourself those things.
Oh, that's even I didn't think about that. Make sure you are serving yourself because like sometimes like your mom or your aunt or someone will be like, "Oh, I'll get it for you." But that's
Yes.
actually a great idea is making sure like no, you serve yourself so you know what portions you're putting on your plate and then you pick
Yes.
what you actually like cuz I know this is unpopular opinion. I hate sweet potatoes. I hate everything about a yam. I think they are disgusting. They should not be sweet. It's very confusing vegetable for me. Um,
I could see that.
yes, I'm
So,
like,
I like a
no.
savory sweet potato. I throw a little chili powder on my sweet
Oh,
potatoes, so I don't like them
okay.
sweet like that when people do candied yams and
Oh, it's too
yeah,
much.
yeah.
It's because my brain, like I'm such old school, like my family was. It's like
Mhm.
dessert should only be taste like dessert, right? So it's like
Yes.
the pies, the puddings, the ice creams, like they all taste a certain way with that
Yeah.
sweetness. And then you give me a vegetable that tastes sweet. I'm like, nope. Nope, this is not okay. Like I need green beans, asparagus, broccoli, something that's not sweet.
Yep.
It's
Yeah,
very
you
like,
like a savory food
yep,
instead. Yeah.
100%. So like it's funny because a lot of my family loves sweet potatoes. Like my sister-in-law makes a great sweet potato casserole, I guess. I don't know what it's called. It's in a pan.
Yeah,
So,
I think that yeah, I
right?
don't make that, but yeah, I think that's what it's
Right.
called.
They even
Yeah.
put the marshmallows on top and then like fucking like heat that top part up or whatever. I'm like that
Oh, they do the little
like the
torch
fire torch
thingy?
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it looks
Yes.
beautiful, but I'm just like,
Mhm.
oh, it's just too much. I can't like
Yeah.
not
It's not
happening.
for me either. I'm a total savory person as well. I like even like I said, even my sweet potatoes. I'll do a little sweet potato like hash with
Okay.
breakfast with some eggs in the morning, and I'll throw some onions and green peppers in there and cut up a little bit of sweet potatoes, and I threw a little bit of chili powder just to give it that more savory flavor as well.
I never even thought of doing chili powder, so
Hmm.
I have it too. I have that in my cupboard, but so I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's
"Ooh, I could totally rock that."
yeah. Even in baking, I do the same thing. I'll bake them, roast them, whatever, and a little chili powder. It goes a long way. It takes away that extra sweetness.
Okay.
So they kind of play well together.
They kind of like
Yeah.
calm it down.
Yep,
Because
exactly.
I just think that's what it is. It's just too sweet for me. I'm just like,
Yep.
nope, this is not gonna be. I'll eat this for dessert, maybe. No, I won't.
Yeah,
No,
sweet potato for dessert.
no, not
Hey,
gonna
it's
happen.
full of vitamins, so why
It
not?
is. Well,
Yeah.
that's the deal. Is that like I know it's so good for you, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, nah, get me the baked potato.
Yeah.
That's what I want. Give me a
Yeah,
baked
that's
potato,
okay too.
right?
That's okay. Yeah.
So I also was thinking maybe we should bring our own dish. What do you think?
I think that's a great idea because then
Yeah.
you know exactly what size the dish is as well. Because a lot of times, right, during Thanksgiving, a lot of places, a lot of homes will have the paperware. And then they're like a tray for a paperware as well. If you bring your own plate, that's perfect. And it's a small little 8.5, 9-inch plate. That's exactly what we should be eating off of anyways. And then you can plan your meal a little bit better too with that.
Wait. So
Or
we're supposed to be eating off of that anyway? Like,
yeah, smaller. Yeah.
then
I
why
always
do they
tell
even sell us the big guys?
the dinner plates. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, because over the years, people have our meals have been getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and we use these huge dinner plates. A lot of times, it's the if you look at a dinner plate, they have a like a 2-inch lip
Yeah.
sometimes on
Mm-hmm.
them, right? And then you should be really eating on the inside, but most people don't. Most people fill it up,
Yeah.
right? Because it's visual. But if you eat off the salad plate instead, which is what we should be eating off of
Mm-hmm.
because it helps with that portion control, um, it helps so visually you won't overeat either.
Hey, Sunshines! Quick moment for real talk. If you're getting ready for bariatric surgery or you are somewhere in the messy middle of transformation, you already know the surgery is the easy part. It's everything else that gets overwhelming. That's why we've partnered with POP Recovery Systems. They are not a doctor's office, they are not another app. They're an actual team of recovery experts who walk with you through the whole journey, from the pre-op nerves to the plastic stage, if you go that route. POP gives you one-on-one support like mental health coaching, nutrition guidance, mobility help, wound healing tips, all personalized to your procedure. And honestly, they just make you feel less alone. Their community is full of people who get it, and their coaches show up for you in a way most of us wish we had the first time around. If you've been thinking, I wish someone could just tell me what's normal, what's not, POP is literally that someone. You can book a free consult or join their community using the link in the show notes. Again, no pressure, just support when you need it.
So
Yeah.
it kind of tricks your brain, right? It's the whole thing of when you go out to eat, you tell them to put half your meal in a
In the
container for
box.
you so you don't
Mhm.
see it. That's just that trick to help trick your brain a little bit.
Oh, I like that. Oh my goodness. Like, so yeah, like guys, bring your own plates. That would first start
Yeah,
there.
or
Maybe,
offer to buy the dinner plates and then you're bringing the right size to everybody. So you can bring your own paper plates to the party. So,
yeah. Yeah. I mean, I couldn't do that because my family would be like, really, Mel? You're gonna try to make us eat off the small fucking plate? And I'm like, yep.
yes.
Yeah, that's actually what I was trying to do. But never
Yes.
mind. I'll bring my own.
Yes.
And then maybe your own dish too.
Yes. Yeah, so bring if you brought your own dish, you could be the one that brings the one vegetable, right? That doesn't have anything added to it, like the green beans or the broccoli or Brussels sprouts. I love Brussels sprouts, especially this time of year. But you can totally bring your own dish that you know has no other additives in it. You
Right?
might throw a little olive oil on it to roast it or something along those lines, but you know there's no sugar added, there's nothing else. So you can have your turkey, you can have your vegetable, and then you can have a tasting of the other items that you enjoy still.
Yeah. I think that's a great idea. I've been telling people like make your own dish because
Mhm.
at least you know there's something there that you'll like. I think
Exactly.
that's a big deal. Because we kind
Yes.
of, I know back before I had surgery and I was 300 pounds, I would it would just be a free for all, right? I would just
Yeah.
go in and just eat whatever I wanted.
Mm.
And that first few years after surgery is rough. It is
Yes.
really hard. And then it's not just like a physical hard, it's a mental game.
It is.
And being open with your people because I think I wasn't as open as I not that I should have been, but like I hid it a lot. Like only
Mhm.
people that knew that I had surgery were like 5 or 6 people. Like
Yeah.
very intimate. No one else knew. It was a need to know basis, is what I would say.
Yeah.
And I do feel like if I opened up a little bit more, I probably would have been a little bit easier on those first 2 years of the holiday season, because people would have understood why I was doing the things that I was doing.
Yeah. And then you would have had that support
Mm-hmm.
too.
Yeah. So I do
Yeah.
recommend that, guys. Like, that will really help your mindset.
Yeah. And I know for some people they feel nervous saying anything to other people because they're afraid of that judgment,
Mhm.
right? As well. Um and a lot of times they're not. It's a lot of times we're thinking that
Mhm.
people are judging. So having those open conversations with people that are close to you and understanding of it, you don't have to tell everybody.
No.
But just having those open conversations with people that you trust already is helpful. So you have someone that can support you in that way as well. So
Yeah, I agree.
yeah,
I think that's where I did fall from. Like, I should have, if I would have been more open, then I could have had that support. And then we
yeah,
could have had like actual conversations about it. And it was really just like, I was assuming people were going to be
hmm
judgy. And
yeah,
I've learned that, like, most of the time, people aren't judging you, and they're actually thinking of their own shit half the time.
exactly. That's
So,
exactly it. Nobody
yeah.
else is. Everybody's so focused on their daily life. They're not even focused on what you're doing at all.
Mm-mm.
So
Nope.
so everything's going on up here, right? So yeah, I know.
So a lot of people feel torn between wanting to enjoy the food and wanting to stay on track.
hmm
How do you feel, like, how do you help someone find like a good middle ground without feeling like deprived or out of control?
Yeah, yeah. Because for some, one thing can be a trigger, right? One food could be a trigger for them, and that can be a slippery slope because everybody's a little bit different. And knowing that about yourself is always something good too, going into a situation. Knowing that, hey, if I have one cookie, that is likely going to lead to 10.
Hmm.
So that's a food that I need to stay away from as well. But, I think one of the things for people to help them stay on track would be thinking of it like a dimmer switch, right? You're not turning food on and off either. You're trying to you don't have to eat everything or nothing at all. You're trying to
Okay.
have balance, right, in your diet. So pick the foods that you really love, like I was talking about, having that plate where you still have a couple of the things that you truly love to eat and enjoy too, because that's okay.
Yeah.
Um, Reminding yourself to eat slowly because sometimes we get around people and we just start, kind of scooping in food a little quicker. Um, Set the spoon down while you're talking. Don't have your next spoonful ready to eat while you're still chewing as well, right? So having that
Okay. Yeah.
mindfulness with it is always very helpful, but just reminding yourself that it's okay to still eat the foods you like. It doesn't mean all or nothing. So it's just having balance in
It's
your
that
life.
all or nothing mindset that gets us every time.
It does. It
It
does.
does.
And I think a lot of people think of food still as good and bad. And that's why you tend to feel guilty afterwards, like, oh, I ate all this bad food. But that's not how food is, right? It's not
Mhm.
good or bad. It's there to nourish our body. And it just because you enjoy something doesn't make it bad. It's just overindulging. We have to learn those new habits over time of having smaller portions and what we can do to have those smaller portions too.
Yeah, because I used to have the all or nothing mindset when
Yes.
I first started this journey. And guys, 10 years out, I do not have that mindset anymore, because you have to play the long game.
Yes.
And to be a part of the long game, you have to live in the gray. Um, and it can't be, these are bad foods, these are the great foods, only eat these. And it's like, that's not how life is.
No.
Like, you're gonna go, like, maybe this year you're at a new person's house, right? And now
Right.
you're going in and you're scared. And it's like, no, like, just embrace whatever they're eating
hmm
and just have little bits of stuff.
Yep.
And don't worry if someone's like, well, you didn't like my food, because I've had that happen. And it's like, no, it's just, I can't eat a lot.
hmm
And then I
Yeah.
can, and just be honest, be like, I'm actually already full.
Yeah.
Or like, maybe I'll try it a little later. That's the new one I use, is like, I think I'm just gonna try that a little later. I'm trying to, like, I'm gonna eat this first.
Yeah.
Because
Absolutely.
I have family members that, like, love to cook. And I'm sure a lot of our listeners do too.
hmm
And they can get offended if we don't try their food, or like their food.
Yeah.
It's one cooks are interesting people. Cooks and bakers, they're the sweetest, awesome people, but they're just like they want to feed you all the time. And
Yes.
they also want you to eat what they have right now. And it's like, no, no, let me do me. Let me finish my plate or what I'm doing. Because you're going to be there for a little while. At least I always give at least 2 hours of my time to whatever place we're at. Because, like, with having a kid, I used to have to go to different places. But now I get to just hang out at my brother's house all day. So I don't even actually have to worry about that anymore. But that was a thing, was like, give people about 2 hours and just slowly eat. And you can even take some of that home. Like, you can bring your own to-go container. Just bring your own Tupperware.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's weird. Some people think it's weird, but I'm like, no, like it's Thanksgiving. Like, there's gonna be
Yep.
leftovers. Everybody plans for leftovers. So bring your stuff, so that way you can actually enjoy it later too, if you want to.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you still having that balance makes it so much easier. And then, like you said, if you're going to someone else's house that's new, really just incorporating still the foods that you love and having that break in between, giving yourself that time to relax and enjoy yourself as well, giving yourself grace while you're there too. Like, oh, maybe I will have a bite. That's okay, but it's also okay to say no, like you
Right.
said. So
It
that's
is.
a big deal.
I'm trying to preach the power of no. Like, it's okay to
Hmm.
say no. Because I was a big advocate of yes to everything, especially in the beginning, because we're all excited. We're losing the weight. We want to say yes to everything. And then, as you get through this journey, you realize it's actually the power of the no that helps you the most.
Yeah.
And because, like, I've gone to Thanksgiving dinners and being like, hey, do you want this drink? Right? It's always alcohol with me. And I'm like,
Hmm.
No.
Hmm.
And they're like, really? And I was like, yep, I'm good. And then typically that has, at least in my experience, it's triggered other people to say no.
Yes.
It's like we forget we can say no to whatever people are offering to us. You don't have to be
Yes.
rude about it. Just be like, no, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's okay.
Absolutely. Makes
Yeah,
a huge difference.
huge difference. Like,
Yeah.
how would you how would you tell your client if they were having trouble with the whole, like, alcohol and food situation during this time frame?
Yeah, well, like you just said, I think the biggest thing is just being able to have that conversation with them and telling them no. Sorry, my other thing just turned on. I gotta turn it off.
If you guys are watching online, it's super funny because she's just like,
My Zoom
slowly
meeting
go.
turned on. I just slid out of the scene. I'm sorry.
That was so funny. I
Oh my
love it.
gosh.
I love it.
Um,
Yeah, but
no,
I'm
can you ask me
thinking,
that question again? My
yeah,
brain went blank for a second.
you're good. Well, I'm thinking more if you want the alcohol. What do we do if you want alcohol and food during this time frame? Because
Yeah.
a lot of people, like, want it, but I'm a big advocate of don't drink for the first year, just like my doctor said.
Yes, I agree.
So if you're outside of that window though, like, what do we do? Because that can be a
That can be a
slippery
slippery
slope.
slope too,
Yeah.
right? I think you have to know yourself. You have to know your body. And if you're going to be, hey, I'll have a glass of wine, but also remember that those are added calories. They're empty calories as well. So would you prefer that or would you prefer to eat the food as well, right? Having a tasting of those other meals. And knowing yourself, can you say no after having a glass as well? Or you have a cocktail? Because the more we drink, right, that leads to overeating a lot of
Hmm.
times. It also leads to eating the not such great foods, the wrong kind of foods. You're going to eat more greasy things. You tend to want to snack more as well when you're
Okay.
drinking too. So I always try to caution people on it. So know yourself and know your surroundings as well. Remember, it's okay to say no. Also remember it's empty calories. It's not necessary to have. Um,
Yeah, there's
but
no
if you
nutritional
do
value in alcohol.
zero nutritional value, it slows everything down. And you're just getting a bunch of empty calories. So in my opinion, I'd prefer to eat my calories than drink my
Same.
calories.
Yep.
And I do that for everything, right? I don't drink juice. I don't drink sodas. I drink water, but I eat my food and I prefer it that way. I prefer my fruit. I like my solids. I like to chew on things. So it's to me, it helps satisfy me better. So I think just always having that in mind
I mean,
too.
you would make a perfect bariatric patient because that first month we're like we need to chew like we because it's been taken away like we have to do the liquid diet then we have to do the
Yes.
soft foods puree. I was on a puree then soft foods and I could actually introduce and I was the interesting feeling was the sensation of chewing.
Yes.
I never thought in my life that I would be like I need to chew something now like this is weird and so I would have to get gum just
Yeah.
something during that time frame because I'm like, I need to like move, like it just felt so odd. I'm like, I need to
Yeah.
move
Just
my
having
mouth. I need to,
something.
yeah.
Yes, I know it is, and that's what I hear the most from patients as well. That first, and on top of that, you're going into it right with prep, so you're on a liquid diet a lot of
Mhm.
times. Some people are on it for 1 to 2 weeks, and with one solid meal in there, um, and then you have that first couple days before surgery where
Yep.
you're on just liquids,
Liquids.
and
Yep.
then after surgery, a liquid diet
Liquid.
again, and then the purees. So it is probably the hardest thing. I will caution people on chewing gum right away post-operatively because it can cause
Okay.
more gas and air as well for some
Oh, does
people.
it? I
Can
didn't
cause a
know
little
that.
bloating.
Okay.
But so not for all, but for some, because you suck in more air. It's like drinking out of the straw, right? That
Okay.
whole thing. But so I just caution them on that, but it does help because your brain is so used to that connection, it actually helps you with feeling full too. So
Oh,
having
yes.
that connection in you, it's just this kind of trigger that happens. But
Oh, it's a famous comedian lady, blonde hair, really loud, had lots of plastic surgery. What the fuck is her name? That was her trick and I mean it's not a good one guys this
mhm,
is totally a eating disorder situation but that's what she would do when she was at
mhm.
big parties where she was like I can't eat anything she would have Tic Tacs or gum on her because it would trick her brain to think that she was eating and that she was full.
Yeah.
um
Yeah, it's a very bad.
Joan Rivers, that's what it
Yes.
is.
It
Joan
was Joan
Rivers.
Rivers.
It
Oh
was Joan
God.
Rivers that did this. So like that's a whole thing. And she's not wrong. But it's not good mentally to do that.
No.
And I would rather eat my calories too. I'm a big advocate of just like drink water. I have tea right now.
Yes.
And I would rather eat my calories considering like I'm a foodie. I love food. And like
Yes.
I want to know what all of it tastes like. Like I get excited. So it's like
Yes.
those first few years, guys, I'm going to be honest with you, were very hard for me going
Mhm.
in because the first year I was only 4 months post-op, 5 months post-op.
Mhm.
So just really new to food. So
Mhm.
I went towards just like even the meat was hard because it was like hard to get down, to stay down. I didn't have turkey yet. So like
Mhm.
that was a whole new ball game where I was going from just like eggs and then ground beef or ground chicken and
Yep,
now I'm
so like a
having
medium firm. Yeah.
yeah, so then going straight to turkey, I was like, "Oh no." And it did get stuck a little bit, guys. Like
Mhm.
I noticed I had to chew up the turkey a lot more. Um
I tell people to chew at least 20 to 30 chews.
Times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just chew it down until it gets kind of to that pureed form, because it does, like you just said, especially when you're not used to having those solids, it really does help break it down really good so it
Mhm.
slides down a little easier for you too.
Oh, and it's
So,
just interesting, like, of course you think like each animal, and I'm gonna just
mhm.
talk about it like this, each animal like is just a different texture. And
Yes.
so like I never thought, oh, the turkey is gonna be different. I didn't put the two to two together. I was like, it's just like chicken, it's poultry, it's fine. No, it's completely
No.
different.
Yeah.
Like, like steak is a huge difference than chicken. It's like that, guys. It's like the difference between steak and chicken is like turkey and chicken to me. At least for
Yes.
me and my taste buds and the texture stuff. So
Mhm.
I really had to chew it down. Even though it was delicious, it's not that it was dry or anything. It was just the fact of like this is a different meat that I haven't put in my body yet. Um,
Yes.
so I would just be, cautious of what meats that you haven't had yet until you have now, um, because
Yes,
that can
because
be a
that
whole
that's
thing.
huge, especially right in the beginning. And everybody's a little different with the textures as well, like you just said. Some people can handle a ground beef and others cannot right
Yeah,
away.
right.
So just keeping that in mind too. But yeah, the textures are always very different. Chewing, being mindful when you're eating, just really focusing on your food and chewing it well is going to help with that too, which will also help make you feel fuller right? Because you're
Mhm.
actually enjoying and slowing down as well, so you're not overeating then, and that's uncomfortable all by itself, the overeating too. So just chew really, really well all your food.
So, do you advise people to do the whole like don't drink anything for 15 to 30 minutes prior to eating and then the same thing after?
Yes, I
You
do.
do.
It definitely helps. I know people that are further out, many years past, can have a couple sips of water while they're eating as well, but it fills you up really quickly when you do that in the beginning, especially. So I definitely say take your break, do the 15-minute rule.
Okay.
Make sure that 15 to 30 minutes, really, especially in that first year, 30 minutes is ideal. Um, because then you're not feeling full and now you're not having any calories, right? And that's where we get fatigued, because we don't have enough calories in our system and you're just feeling tired all the time and worn out. So really focusing on that will make a big difference. So you have to hydrate, but you have to break it down. So hydrate, food, hydrate, right?
Okay.
Making sure you have that kind of space in between because hydration can be hard too, right? As you
Yes.
know,
Yes.
that first year. So have that water bottle with you. Know exactly what you're drinking, throughout the day. Make sure it's a water bottle that doesn't have a straw in it. But make sure you know what you're drinking throughout the day so you can keep track of that too, because
Well,
it will be
sounds
a little harder.
it will
Yeah.
be. It just is, guys. And two things I want to say is one, it sounds like you are all about the non-straw for the first year.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Most bariatric surgeons are,
Yep.
they're a big proponent for no straws. I will say, talk to your surgeon, talk to the person doing your procedure. They'll let you know how they feel about it, of course. Usually that first year they recommend against it because again, it can cause a lot more air to build up too, more discomfort, gas. Um, Feels so you don't wanna fill up on air either,
Right.
right?
Right.
So that's another big reason why they usually ask you to stay away from that.
Well, it's a big controversy. It's so funny about straws. Like I hear it all the time, like, they're
Yeah.
still telling me not to have a straw. Like, what in the world? Blah, blah, blah. I can tolerate it just fine. And it's
Yeah,
like,
and some people do. Some people are
you
just
know,
fine.
yep.
Yeah.
And to me, like, so I'll just expand more on the straw business because the basically what I was taught by Dr. Patterson.
Mhm.
And she was like, yes, we are concerned about air bubbles in the beginning because, like, that gas, remember the gas pain? It didn't feel good, right? Well, now that
Yes.
could be in your stomach and that doesn't feel good. And it can make your whole, like, front body hurt. And
Yes.
she's like, she's all the second reason why I tell people not to do this. She's like, I don't really tell people, but I'm going to tell you is the fact of like, it's because a lot of sugary drinks are with straws.
It is, and a lot of people have a habit of putting them in there, and that's how they
Mhm.
get your soda in, your juice,
And it's
right?
fast and
So,
you can get it fast with a straw. So
yes.
she's like, really, and that's why we also say no carbonation. One, that could hurt you. And it did, it hurt me. And it still kind of
Mhm.
hurts me. 10 years out, guys, it still hurts. It's not, I can't just have a drink of, I can have a drink of carbonation. That's fine.
Mm,
But I am burpy a
mhm.
lot. And then sometimes I'm like, I put my fist on my chest because I'm like, oh my God, it's like it's stuck.
It's right
So
here.
like
Yeah,
it's
it's like
just
all the
right
air
here.
moves up. Yeah.
Yeah. So like a white claw. I
Mhm.
tried to do the white claw and that fucking hurt like a mother. So
Mhm.
so there is reasons, there are rhyme to the reasons of why they tell you to do the things that they do. And
Yeah.
I just thought it's perfect because especially with the carbonation of the straw situation, it's like, yeah, like you don't want people to go back to sugary drinks, carbonated drinks, because a lot of us were like soda drinkers like crazy. I'm not one of them, but
Yeah.
I know I have a lot of friends and family that are, and that's where
Mhm.
they get all of their calories and their sugars. And they're not, and that's the thing is they don't want us drinking our calories. They don't want us drinking our sugars. They want us to actually eat
Yes.
them. So that
Yes.
way we can get the nutritional value from it.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
having that nutritional, dense food every time you eat as well. But yeah, and like you were saying, so some surgeons I know now aren't always saying no straw.
Yeah.
I just kind of stick to it as a general rule because we educate so many patients from so many different offices as well. And I always tell patients, talk to your surgeon. They're going to tell you what they feel is best for you. But like you said too, some people do just fine. I've
Yep.
had patients and that's the only way they're getting water in. they're sipping it, and they're not having any discomfort. So I think it just varies from person to person
Yeah,
as
it
well.
definitely
So,
does. And then the other
yeah.
thing I was going to touch on, because this is the reason why, one of the reasons why I've regained. There's always several reasons why someone regains, but I stopped doing I was drinking water with my
Mhm.
food.
Mhm.
And that I noticed was making things go a little faster. It's
Mhm.
moving my food faster. Now I'm
Mhm.
hungry sooner.
Mhm.
And if I didn't do that, then I would have felt full longer with
Mhm.
the food that I put in. So that, even guys, I regained at year 8. And that's because I finally let in, oh, I'm just going to have this while I'm eating. I don't even
Mhm.
care anymore. And I wasn't thinking of the actual repercussions that, like, oh, in an hour, you're going to be hungry, or maybe 2, because you just washed it all down.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I didn't even think about that was like one of the things, but it's like, guys, it's really a thing. So try, I'm back to 15, at least 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Most of the time, it's like 20 to 30 on
Yes.
that front end. And
Mhm.
especially on that back end, it's at least 15, because I'm like, yep, I want this to sit. I need it to do its thing. I need to get all
Mhm.
the minerals and nutrition from it. Like, what's the point of
Yeah.
eating if you're not going to get the stuff out of it?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I would like to talk more too about, like, what are some of the simple things people can do before a holiday to set themselves up for success. So,
Yeah.
what should we do mentally? What should we do physically to just get ourselves ready? Because we always know these things are coming, right?
Yes.
Thanksgiving week is the same week every year.
Yes.
Even if you don't celebrate Christmas, it's the same time frame every year. So there's
Yes.
cocktail parties, there's work parties that you're going to. So how do we
Yeah.
mentally and physically prepare for something like that?
So, the first thing is plan your day out. I always recommend having a snack, a healthy snack, before you go to a Christmas party, right? You know that there's going to be tons of desserts. Usually for Christmas, for some reason, there's always a lot of cookies and cakes, right?
A lot, a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
So plan your day out with having a good breakfast, a nice healthy breakfast with protein-rich foods, but have a snack before you go to that party. So that way you don't feel like you have to snack on things while you're there.
Ooh, I like that.
And that then you can just conversate with people at work, right? And you can carry your glass of water around as well. And then when it's time to have the meal, you can sit down and have a meal with everybody because a lot of times there's going to be things there that you can still eat. There's
Mhm,
usually, they have some kind of vegetable dish or they have like fresh veggies on there and some
yeah,
fresh fruit. So there's always some little things that you may be able to grab as well. But if you're setting yourself up with a little bit of snack beforehand, you're waiting a couple hours and then you get to have your meal while
mhm,
you're there, that tends to be a lot better. But knowing what you're going into, right? What kind of situation? Is it going to be a buffet? Is it a sit down meal? Because that will really determine how you can plan your day a little bit better too.
okay.
Because a lot of times, if there's a sit down meal, they're telling you what they're having beforehand,
They
right? You
do,
get a
yeah,
notice like it's a turkey dinner or a steak dinner, whatever it might be. And maybe you get to choose what kind of foods you're having. You get to pick the fish dish or whatever if it's that type of work party, but just really having that plan, drinking your water throughout the day, staying hydrated as well, so that you're
okay.
not confusing thirst with hunger
Yep,
too.
yep.
That's always really helpful. But just having a plan going into it and knowing what kind of situation you'll be in first for that.
I call that pre-gaming.
Yes.
It's a whole different kind of pre-game, guys, but
That's a great term. I like it.
it just pre-game these things. Like, I would tell people, like, before I go to concerts,
Mhm,
I hydrate like crazy. Like, I make
mhm,
sure I'm drinking that water all day. And this is all learned behavior, guys. I had to learn this through the years. This is not something that I just did overnight. This is like,
mhm,
because I've actually gone where I didn't have water enough, and then now I
mhm.
have cramps in my legs. Like,
Yes.
that stuff can really happen. I've gotten
Mhm,
dizzy because I'm not having enough water. I've
mhm,
passed out. I've had to go to the doctor and get a banana fucking bag put on me. So
mhm,
I've had these things happen to me because I wasn't pre-gaming. I wasn't making sure I was ready to go.
mhm,
And so I highly recommend what Melanie is saying is, like, let's get some good food in you before you go to something like this. Get some hydration in.
mhm,
And then, yeah, like, if you get to pick your meal, then pick what's really good for you. Don't care about what
mhm.
anybody says. Do not
Yes.
care about what Joe Smo that is in accounting thinks about,
Yes.
right? This is your body. It literally your body, your choice goes a long
Yes.
way. It's not just, the one thing. It's literally everything. So,
Yeah, your body's different. Every person is different too, and what they
yeah.
need as well. Just reminding yourself of that. So,
Yes,
yes.
yes. Well, and what is the common theme that you're getting right now from your patients? Like, what are their concerns or what are they
Yeah, I have
worried
a lot of
about?
new bariatric patients right
Okay.
now that are just a few months out as well. Their biggest concern is going to that party and having those conversations with people and them being judged on
Yeah.
what they're eating, right?
Yeah.
And we have that talk, like it's your body, and reminding yourself that everyone is so different and that's okay. And also reminding yourself that not everybody's really paying that close attention, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes we get into our own minds about that, but so that's a really big one. And then how do I plan my plate? What do I
Yeah.
do?
Yeah.
Do I bring a dish? Do I and some people I'm like, maybe it's easier for you to control the situation if everybody comes to your house as well.
Ooh, there you go. Be a
So
host.
you're making you're doing the big meals, right? You're doing the big part of it, and you know exactly what's going to be laid out, and you can have them bring a dish to pass if they would like, but that means that you don't have to choose that dish either. Sometimes that's easier because you're controlling the environment a little bit better.
I like
But
that.
just having a plan, because like I said, most people know what they're having already for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
You're eating all the same things, all your favorites, right? Every single year. That's what Thanksgiving's kind of about. But just having that plan in place is always huge.
Well, and that's a big proponent is planning, guys. If you're not a planner, you're going to have to become one of some sort because this whole journey in life is about making sure it's like that you get to the quality you want. And to get to the
Hmm.
quality that you want, you're going to have to pre plan things. And it doesn't make you like a nutty person because you have things all planned.
Hmm.
It actually makes you a prepared person.
Yes,
So,
absolutely.
yeah, and it's your again, your body, you get to do what you want with it, and if
Yes,
you want to pregame, that's your choice. And if you
yes,
don't want to pregame, that's also your choice, but just know there's always consequences for our actions, like how Melanie had to go to the hospital and get a fucking banana bag to make sure I feel
yes.
better.
I thought
Um,
you were talking about me first. I was like,
oh,
wait.
no, yours truly. That's the
Yes.
deal. Is that like I've been through so much in these 10 years. It's like, yeah, I've effed up before, And
Hmm.
then there's some seasons where I've done just really well, and it's
Yeah.
because of the pre-planning. It's because I do also like I've learned to love baking and cooking, and so now I'm bringing stuff. I've
Yes.
even and like you said the to host. I'm glad that you brought that up because I've even hosted before,
Yeah.
and it feels good to know that like, oh, it's all done and it's all the things
Yeah.
that you like. It's almost like when you wake up and you're like, I got my lunch ready last night for work and I took the shower last night too. So now I'm like even like that feeling of freedom where you're like, yeah, I did it. It's the
Yes.
same feeling that you're gonna get when you prepare for, these holidays that are coming up. So
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference. Even that's it goes back to like meal prepping, right? Not even just for holidays, just having that meal prep, having an idea of what you want to prepare for the week as well. It makes
Mhm.
a huge difference for you and it makes you more successful long term too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your past your future self is going to be happy with past you. So
Yes,
that's a big deal as
absolutely.
well. And so what do we do about like I know I've done this where I've eaten and I ate the shit that I just shouldn't have ate and I feel like shit. How
Hmm.
do I get back on track? Because now
Hmm.
it's almost one of those it's like, well, I almost want to throw in the towel, right? It's like, well, now I
Yeah.
did it. Now I get all weekend. But
Yep.
that's not what I should do. So how do you help people when it comes to that
Yeah.
kind of
So,
mindset?
one of the things, it's okay. It's okay. Like, give yourself grace. We're all human,
Mhm.
right? So we have to tell ourselves that and remind ourselves of that. One meal doesn't undo all the hard work you've been working on for months, years, right? It's just one
Mhm.
meal. And just know that you'll be able to get back to those normal habits again that you built over time. So grace. Our goal here is to make sure that we are working towards progress, not perfection. So that's a huge part of it. And we're human. Don't punish yourself over
Yeah.
one meal, right? Over any meals. You've worked so hard to get there. Just remind yourself the next meal, you'll get back into those normal habits that you've created. So,
So the next meal. That's
yeah.
that's that's what I'm hearing is make sure the next meal is good.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
your next meal.
Yeah,
Yep, not the whole weekend.
don't take the whole weekend.
No.
Well, because
No,
I used to
yeah.
have that mindset. Like I was like that all the time where I was like, well, I'll just, you know what? I already had mozzarella sticks and a big old burger on Friday night. So that just
Yeah.
means I get to do that again Saturday night and Sunday, and then I'll just get back to it on Monday. And then Monday
Yes.
never really happened. Right.
Yeah.
And so, like, it is a big mind shift and change for us when we do have those like guilty pleasures, and then we just feel guilty. And so then we become mean to ourselves.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that doesn't get us anywhere either, right? That negative self-talk. It's just
Mm-mm.
always reminding ourselves, how far have we come to
Right.
get to this place, right? Man, I did so good. I've walked this many miles. I've been packing all of my lunches for work and pre-planning everything. So give yourself that positive talk again, because you have. You've worked so hard for where you're at as well. And we're not perfect. We're not meant to be perfect.
Mhm.
And that's okay. So grace, right? Grace is all you need. And just reminding yourself of that, because the negative self-talk doesn't get us anywhere either.
No, I have never gotten anything good out of negative self-talk except for
Yeah.
getting out of bed. I will do the bitch, get out of bed right now. You just
Yes.
get your ass up.
Yep.
And yes, my therapist told me not to say it that way. But she's like, but it really works for you, huh? And I go, yeah. Like, I'm just like, I'm not trying to be mean to myself, but I'm just like, you need to stop doing this. Get the F up now.
Yeah, you need a
Like,
little boot camp in your life,
yeah,
huh? Yeah.
yeah. Oh God, I would have done really well in boot camp because, like,
Yeah.
if you yell at me, I'm like, oh, okay, well, let's fix this right now. It's like the worst. I grew up in a household of a lot of yelling, and so I don't like yelling now, like at
Yes.
all. So if I get triggered by it, so I'm just like, what's going on? What do I need to fix? What's going like?
Yeah.
Yep, I will do it immediately because it's not fun to be in a household of yelling,
Yes.
or to get yelled at. But it does work for motivation for me. It does. It's like if you're telling me what to do and I have already agreed to that, then it's
Mm.
fine. That's where I do excel. Like I told people know this about me. Like I'm very coachable. I don't have an ego when it comes to things. I'm okay with not knowing shit. Like
Yeah.
I understand that I'm not supposed to know everything, and it's okay. It's like playing a brand new board game. It's like
Yes.
if I already knew how to play it, why would there be instructions, right?
Yeah.
Like we need to learn. We need to figure it out, and it's the same thing with our body. It's just on a bigger
Yes.
scale. Um,
Exactly.
I know my analogies are ridiculous sometimes, but it's like it's real though. Like this is a real life game that we're playing
Yeah.
here, and we are a sack of chemicals. So it's like, which
Yeah.
which chemicals do we want today? Do we want the good ones or the bad ones? What are we doing
Yeah.
here? Let's
Absolutely.
roll some dice. Let's play some D&D with ourselves.
Yes. Well, one of the things I always remind people too, right? You've built these other habits over a lifetime. So things don't change overnight. So just reminding yourself of that too. Like, it's now we're building new habits and getting out those old habits with it, but they're not going to happen overnight. So just
Mm-mm.
reminding yourself of that. But yeah, it makes a huge difference. It gives yourself the the permission to be okay. It's
Yeah.
fine. It's
No, I like
totally
that.
fine.
The
Yeah.
permission to be okay, guys.
Yes.
Like it's a big deal. That's a huge deal.
Yes.
Well, for the
Absolutely.
listeners and the audience, is there any like little tips and tricks that you'd like to give them before we sign off?
Yeah, so I would say number one thing is plan. I think planning is huge. Drink your water, because if you stay hydrated, it helps with everything. Hydration is key, right? It helps with absorption. It helps with making sure that you're getting all the nutrients that you need as well. It keeps your body detoxing. It's all the greatness. So focus on your hydration, but also give yourself grace, because we're not perfect and we're not meant to be. So that to me is the biggest part of it. And you build habits over time. So just remember that.
Yeah, and if this is your first Thanksgiving and holiday season you're going through, just know that it is going to be a little rough. We've all been there. Like talk to us, message us on Instagram, TikTok, email us, whatever you need. We're going to be here for you because like both of us, both Melanies here are here to help others. Like that's what I know. I feel like that's what I was born to do, was to experience life and to show you how it can be easier. I've had a very hard life growing up, and even now, like October was the fucking worst month of this year. April and October, one of the hardest months of my life. And it's like, you can still do hard things. We can still push through. There is going to be a light. And remember, it's only a couple days out of the year.
Yes, absolutely. And your body, I think of it as being like a newborn, right?
Yeah.
Like you're brand new again. So having that allowance of saying, hey, I'm learning all these new techniques anyways. So that's okay, right? Babies don't know everything. Toddlers don't know everything. They're building upon those skills. So if you think about it like that, it allows you to have that kind of freedom with it as well, because you're like, hey, I'm learning this. I'm brand new at this. So that's exactly how it is, especially when you're in that first few months post-op too. You're very new. Your body is learning everything. So just allow yourself to kind of go through those stages and grow with yourself again. So
yeah, and remember, like, you have to crawl before you can walk, and you have to walk before you run. And it's literally just like a baby. And you can tell if you're in the baby stages still of this journey, because you're going to tell me, oh, I'm 9 months out. Or you're going to tell me you're 18 months out. That's how I know, like, we're still in baby stages. Like, once you hit 2 years and on, now we're growing up. Now we're an adult. Now we can figure out, like, it's a play game at 2 to 3 years. It really is figuring out what you actually like. Because a lot of us were just eating to eat. And now you can actually really pick what you like, because you don't have to put stuff in your body you don't like to eat. I think that's a big deal for us now. It's like, we only have these little pouches. We need to have it as nutritious. I don't think I said that right. Nutritious, dense as we can. And so you get to pick what that is. Like, if your aunt or uncle makes this icky thing, like, you don't have to put that in your body just to please them. Remember, we don't have to be people pleasers anymore. Like, we need to please ourselves. And if we know that's icky, why are we even trying it? Why are we putting it in our bodies? Have that, Parmesan chicken or that turkey gravy stuff that you like do what you like. I think that's the biggest deal over these time frames. It's just like, just be you. You guys hear me all the time, and then eat what you like, because we don't have a big enough stomach to just fill it with shit anymore.
Yep, exactly.
Alrighty. Well, thank you, Melanie, for coming on. I loved having you. And guys, she is with Pop Recovery, so you can definitely check her out over there. I actually have links for them where you can join their free community. You can even do the one-on-one consulting with them. And all that is free for you to do. So that way you guys can get taken care of, because after surgery, some of you guys have no support. It's a little scary. And it's way more common than you think that there's facilities out there that just don't do that part. They're like, we're just a burn and turn. So just be mindful that there are places out there like Pop. It's literally, it's patients over profit. They're making sure you guys are taken care of, and they help you with your nutrition. They help you with your mindset. They help you with your fitness. It's not just one thing, because you need several different things to keep you going. And it's okay to have people on your side. Like, we need coaches all the time. And they are such a great group of people. So I highly recommend it. And of course, you guys know, until next time, drink your water, get your protein, get that sleep. So important. Don't forget your vitamins. I got my ProCare vitamins right here. And lastly, don't be an asshole to one another. Have a great week, guys. Let us know if you need anything. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for joining me on this episode of Our Sleep Life podcast. Don't forget to head over to my YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button, and follow me on all the socials so you stay connected. And remember, until next time, keep shining bright.